Give everybody time to get on. Meanwhile, we can get the set started. This is the Electric Coaches channel, and I welcome you. Just going to give everybody time to get on board. Got the game table, images, and we're ready to rock and roll. Just give everybody time to come in. While I wait for everybody to come on, I'm here on the game table. Just tweaking the bass right now. So when we get enough people, we'll start. So far, we got 3 viewers. Runs great, runs great. Hey, don't be shy. Let us know you're in the house. Let us know you're in the house. Nobody's ready to talk yet, so we got 5 viewers. We hang on for a little while till we get some more people in. Well, while I wait for more viewers, what I can do is I'll announce on Facebook that I'm live. Was at the table for a moment, just working on a bass, and I'm going to show you that bass in this current video. Only got about 6 viewers so far. So among the 6, it's okay, guys. Let us know you're here. You're welcome here. This is the Electric Coast channel, and I welcome you. Seven views, 1 concurrent viewer. Okay. Just gonna get some analytics here, and we're gonna send out this notification. This is the Electric Coast channel, and we welcome you. We're going to go ahead and move on. Let's go ahead and get it started. We'll stand by and we'll just take viewers as they come. So yeah, been working on some things here at the game table and the workbench, and I got some pictures I want to show you. So we'll go over to the desktop, and we'll take a look at some photos. Last video I talked about a video that a figure that I was working on, and started I was sculpting on it, and as I was working, you saw the cracks in the clay that I had to fill. If you look here and here, you'll see those areas I had to fill. So I saved that figure for this video, so I can show it off to you guys here. It's nowhere near finished, but this was what I showed you before in the previous video. So here's some other another look of the figure from a different angle. This is one of the shoulders, and you see here from the Dremel tool when I was sanding the figure down, a little bit of clay chipped off. So that was another area I had to work on some more. So I finally got the figure sanded down the way I wanted it, and then I was able to go forward and apply a new layer of clay to it. And this figure right here is the same one, except now you see the crack in the shoulder is now covered. So I put a new layer of clay on this piece right here. So what I intend to do is I'm going to save this figure, and I'm going to build it and show it in various videos in the future until it's complete. So I'm pretty much going to let you see the coming up of this figure, if you will. Let's see. Let's go another picture. Okay, here's the shoulders, clay added, and here is the figure, full torso and the legs. Now, again, nowhere near finished. As you can see, no head, no arms, no paint. We're just building the figure. All right. So the next one is the side view and the back. So still got some more sanding to do to get this figure smoothed out. So while that piece is sitting drying, I was working on a base that I got from ITZ. They have a new base called the Hits base, and this is a image of it here. This is the business side of the base. This particular base has 8 prongs. This is a brand new base out of the pack, by the way. And when you look here, the tips of the base, the prongs, if you will, you notice they're very smooth, very clean. There's no flash. I didn't even have to put it under the microscope to show you that. That's basically a picture from my cell phone. So my phone was it gave a clean enough image to show the prongs to show the condition of the prongs. Um, we're gonna move over to the game table, and I have another one of these bases that I started tweaking on a little bit, and want to talk a little bit about it, about the performance of the base on the game table, and show you how it performs with the tweaks I've done on it. So let's go over to the game table, and we'll take a look at the base here. Just gotta move my monitor around so I can see if any comments comes in. What you see right here is one of my custom figures, completed custom figures, mounted on the that new ITZ hit space I showed you, and I just did tweaks with my needle nose pliers and my Zurn pliers. I haven't applied any heat yet to this base. There's also some I want to show you these right here, so I can move these out of the way. I want to bring this down before I run this figure. And you see right here, these are old bases that I tweaked, or that I tried to tweak early 2000s when I first started tweaking bases. And these are some of the bases that I destroyed learning how to tweak. And I'm showing you these bases because if you're a newcomer and you want to learn how to tweak, don't be afraid to ruin some bases as you learn, because in doing that you'll learn what not to do, and you'll get the hang of using your pliers and pressing down on your plastic, and you'll learn how much pressure to put on your prongs. All right, you'll know how much heat to use when you go to use your lighter, things of that nature. All right, so these are some of the bases that I, in my journey learning how to tweak. These are some of the bases I tore up. All right, so I'm gonna move these out of the way. I just kept them up here just to have them ready to show you guys. Hey, again, if you come in, don't be shy. You can go ahead and talk. Drop your comments, drop your ideas, what have you. All right. So we'll set these over here. Also, earlier in an earlier video, the last one I talked about was I talked about buzzball figures, and these are some of the figures I got. As a matter of fact, we can go back over to the pictures and take a look. Give you a close up real quick of the different types of buzzball figures. Let's see right here. Pull that up. See, we're gonna go to that one. All right. You see here, these are the figures from Buzzball. These were the figures that a lot of guys were using back in the early 2000s, before Game Day became the premier figure manufacturer in the hobby. If you look at the poses here on the ends, these were wide receiver poses. And the figure that is third from the left, this figure right here, that figure was called Mr. Everything, because that figure was used pretty much for everything: defensive end, running back, tight end, wide receiver, what have you. Your cornerback was this pose right here. That was called the lockdown corner, and back in the early 2000s, some leagues banned that figure because it was so good at stopping receivers from getting open. And you have your, this was a running back figure right here. Also could be used as a wide receiver. Um, you could use it for a defensive end also. And then the last figure was the hammer. This figure right here. It's similar to the lockdown corner, but it was a little bit taller, and the hands were spread a little bit further apart. So yeah, these were Buzzball figures. Buzzball was located out in Pennsylvania, by the way. I can customize on these too. I can sculpt on these figures too. Just the arms and the arms and the hands I take off and rebuild new shoulders, and use use the arms from game day figures to create a different pose. Let's go back over to the game table, and like I said earlier, these are packages of Buzzball figures. I kind of separated them. I had all my cornerbacks in this bag right here. All right, and the hammer pose, kept it in this separate bag. So we can go ahead and move these out of the way. Yeah, a lot of guys around the hobby don't exactly play with Buzzball figures anymore. Let's see. Gonna put these away in my box here. This is one of my containers where I keep, some of my figures so they're easily at the ready when I'm ready to work with them. I keep them. I got a box designated for figures that I'm reaching for. Set it off to the side. Okay, so I was working with one of ITZ's newest bases. This is the hits base. And what I found with it was, just simply aligning the prongs, getting the prongs swept back. The base moves really well. Let's watch. It's kind of quick. Make sure that dial is straight. Run it again. Yeah, just straight out of the bag. I got the prongs to sweep back, and the base. It's Miss Felney Strutter. I don't understand why Tudor has never sold different molded figures. Well, they do have some new figures. They don't really advertise like the other companies do. You might want to go to their website and take a look at what they have. They were at one time working with what was his name? Bruce Watts. They were working with him for a while. They were selling his figures for a bit. Then they started making their own, their newer figures. But you have to go to their website and take a look. You said I did not know there were other companies. Yeah, you have got companies named Next Level, they're located in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. You barely can hear me. Wow. Okay. Let's turn it up a little bit. They're located in you got Next Level, who's barely located in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. And you have Game Day. They're located in Newport News, Virginia, and formerly Buzzball. Well, Buzzball is still in the business, but they're not as active as the current companies are. Buzzball is located in Pennsylvania, Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, I believe it is. And of course you got Tudor. Okay, you're a Lifer Cowboys fan. You live in Philly. That's good. Okay, so I hope you stay safe out there. You know, being a Cowboys fan in Philadelphia. So yeah, you got different electric football companies around the hobby now. We're not just it's not just one company anymore. This base that I'm working on now, is from ITZ, and just using my pliers. I haven't even applied any heat yet. Just use pliers, and this base, it moves around very very well. Not bad at all. So I'm just, before I do anything permanent to this base, I just want to see what it does. You know, on this end of the board is prone to turning. Let me see here. All right. So, but again, haven't applied any heat yet. I haven't used my my coffee mug warmer with my pliers yet. Because before I do any permanent tweaks like melting anything or trimming the tips of the prongs using nail clippers and stuff like that, I just use pliers on the base. I line the prongs, smash on them a little bit, do a little bit of curling on the prong, as you see here. Just all in the effort to get these prongs to sweep back to the rear of the base. And that backward sweep, it encourages the base to move forward. All right? Ms. Felney, these companies, do you have to paint your own? Well, well, if you buy Tudor's figures, their figures come pre-painted. But if you buy figures from Game Day or Buzzball or Next Level, you're going to have to paint your own. So it depends on what you want to do. Pre-paint your own. I truly thank you. Are the new deluxe fields worth it? Well, the deluxe field, I don't have one. This board you see right here is a traditional Tudor board from 1967. This is the model 620 board. Well, let's see here. How do I say this? I've been playing this game for a very long time, and I consider myself an expert in this hobby. So this hobby has levels. So when you talk about Tudor, I recommend Tudor for beginners, or for people who are not sure whether they want to, let's say if somebody came back to the hobby and they're not sure whether they want to stay or not, or if you're new, I would recommend Tudor because they provide everything in one set. Your team's already painted. You got bases, you got figures, you got stick-on numbers, and you can just operate right from that box. When you start talking about, doing things like customizing figures, tweaking bases, building teams, that's for people who are for real about this game. And that's me. This board I'm playing on, like I said, is the Model 620 traditional Tudor board. And this is the board where I tweak my bases on. And under this board, while I'm here, I'll move it away for a moment. You see my custom board, the Electric Coach Park board. And this board I built myself. See, so what I'm saying to you is, or what I did say to you is that this game has levels, and I consider myself an expert. Um, I don't use if it's not traditional, I don't use tutor gear. All right. So this again, this board right here is a traditional board. All right. This is one of think of this like a vintage car right here. This board. And that's what I'm into. Okay. So the deluxe board, you're gonna have to either you come on Facebook and you'll meet some guys in the hobby in our community, and there's someone there who just may have one, and they'll be able to tell you exactly what it is. Okay, you said you purchased one a few days ago, and now there is a new one so fast. I began in 1978. Okay, well, that's how it is sometimes. If you made a purchase, and right after you made a purchase, something else comes out. I don't control when the companies decide they want to put new things out. Awesome. Oh, I totally understand. Thank you. Okay, Miss Felony Strutter, welcome. So yeah, so I'm working with this ITZ base, and that's pretty much this is how you start a team. You start one base at a time, and one figure at a time. And in my case, I'm building teams from ground up. So customizing figures, tweaking bases, painting. And here's the figure that I showed earlier in the pictures that I'm sculpting on. It's got no head, no arms. All right. Put that down there. I had a play that I wanted to diagram on, but Miss Strutter, you're the only one here. So I'm trying to save it, hoping somebody else will come in. We got 4 concurrent viewers. Had 23 views so far, and you're the only one that spoke. You're the only one that's talking. Okay, you said thank you. I have to find a painter. Okay, well listen. Before you do that, paint jobs aren't cheap. Okay. Guys around the hobby can charge a pretty penny for doing paint jobs. One reason is because it's time consuming. And since you went there, since you want to talk about that, I'm gonna bring you back over to the desktop here, and I want to show you a picture of a couple of figures that I painted. All right. Let's see, what could I grab? I'll start with this guy. All right. This is one of my Philadelphia Eagle figures. I'm a Philadelphia Eagle fan. This is one of the guys that I sculpted out of the figure that you see on the right. Okay? So that's one guy. That's one figure. All right? So if you want a team, let's say you want like a team of 30 players, and you want to get somebody to paint for you, unless the painter varies on the price that he's gonna charge you. I've known some painters charge $300 for a team. Now, if you want to pay that, be my guest. Myself, the reason why I do everything myself is because, one, I want to keep my team a secret. I don't want potential opponents to know what I have. Although I don't play to compete, which I can do, but I don't. But I don't want, potential opposing coaches to know my team before my team even shows up at a tournament. All right. So I do a lot. I do all of my stuff myself. I tweak my own bases. I customize my own teams, paint, what have you. Let me grab something else here. Since I got you here, you want to talk about painting and hiring somebody. Here's one of my 49er figures. That figure was done right here at Electric Coach Studios by me. Okay, you saying you don't have a steady hand. Okay, I understand. Your hand isn't steady. But see, this is where the team you pick to paint can help you. I mean, your hand's not steady. I don't know how bad your hands are, but if your hands are that bad, you can paint the Las Vegas Raiders. That's the easiest team to paint in the hobby. There's no guesswork in their colors, or they don't have any stripes on their sleeves. They got one stripe on the helmet and one stripe on each pants leg. So if you can paint the uniform, right, and decal the rest. You can do that. But if your hands are really that unstable, then you have to do what you have to do. You have to get who you can to paint your team, and I'm sure they'll work with you in some way. But I can't promise anything. I don't do any work. I don't do any work for people. Because I don't have the time to do it, and two, it's very time consuming. Paint jobs can take a couple of months on the low end. You got layers, you got coats of paint, you got primer. You got to consult with the customer about what colors they like. You can get swatches, and you can get into it. It can take a while. So, but I don't have time to paint for anybody. Okay. Let's see. So we were talking about paint jobs. We were on the board talking about an ITZ base. All right. So we got 4 concurrent viewers. Only one person's talking. Okay. Let's see. While I'm here, let's grab another pose here. Yeah, this is another one of my Philadelphia Eagle figures. The figure on the right was the beginning of the figure. It's a game day figure. And the figure on the left is now my A.J. Brown figure. All right? So let's go back up to the game table. Talk a little bit more about this base. I got a play that I want to diagram also. It's a play from a previous tournament. We'll talk a little bit about that. So yeah, this ITZ base here, as a matter of fact, these come 6 in a pack. And these bases are called the HDB bases. They're the DB. The B is for boat or bullet. It's a rather long base and it's rounded at the front. The website breaks down, the different names of of all their bases. See here. Right? So now I would just take my pliers and curling these prongs, getting them to sweep to the rear of the base. All right, before I apply any heat. And I set my remote down. Here it is. Okay, so I guess Miss Felony Strutter is the only person that wants to talk today. Okay. Let's run this figure again. That's a lot better. So what I found with this ITZ base, this new hits base, if you're new to base tweaking and you're not sure whether you are ready to use your lighter or not to flash the base, or you're not sure whether you should use warm pliers to set the prongs in position, with these hit bases, you don't have to do that. Okay, let me see. Miss Felony Strutter, you says, man, Strutter, you can ask as many questions as you want. You know, you're a guest here, and on top of that, you're the only one talking. So hey, feel free. You ask, not to get ahead of you, but how do you think? Let me move my monitor here. How do you think is the best way to pass the ball other than using the plastic pads and kicker all in one? When you say use the plastic pads, what exactly do you mean? Are you talking about the using the triple deck quarterback and having the leg out of the way? There's a number of things you can do here. Let me grab some of my quarterbacks here. That's the Geno H. Passer. Yeah. Bring this out. Okay. There are a number of quarterbacks in the hobby. Game Day has a quarterback, which I happen to like very much. And where did I put my Game Day quarterbacks at? All right, because I didn't intend to talk about passing today, but since you're asking, I'll open the floor for that. Let's see. Gotta check my supply here. Nope. I laid my Game Day quarterbacks down somewhere. No, it's okay. It's okay. This is what this channel is all about. This is the Electric Coaches channel. And to be honest, there's no channel in the hobby like this one. You know, a lot of guys in the hobby, you know, because they're so engrossed in the hobby and busy getting ready for tournaments, they don't have time to talk to people. You know, so what I do here on this channel, I open the door for conversation among those who want to learn how to play but don't know where to start. So if you look at this, if you visit this channel on my page, you'll see over 200 videos on here talking about this game, electric football. And my channel gives the newcomer a place where they can practice, where they can learn what to do in this game. Yeah, I set my my Game Day quarterbacks down somewhere. Oh, here they are. I got them right here. Okay, they were mixed up with my figures. And since the plastic, you know, the plastic among the figures are plain white, sometimes the figures can get mixed up. Okay, I got 2 quarterbacks from Game Day. All right, this quarterback is strictly for throwing. Doesn't kick, Doesn't run. You place the ball on the hand right here, and you pull back on it, and you flick it, just like that. Either one of them. All right. The concept is pretty much the same for your tutor triple threat quarterback. Here's the kicking leg. Here's throwing arm. And when this figure was created back in the late 60s, it was designed, you put it on the base, and you could run with it. But as we advance in the game, we don't put this player on the field anymore. So what you'll see a lot of us doing is we'll take the leg off and make it strictly a passer. And you hold it here on the stick right here, and you use your index finger, and you flick, just like that. I have a video on this channel talking about passing and how to use this quarterback. All right. Here's a figure from footballfigure.net, Reginald Rutledge. He has a throwing lever here that you pull back on, and the arm is here. You put the football on the arm, and you flick. Just like that. All right? Here's the quarterback from Geno H. I forget where Geno H is located at. Okay, well, yeah, Shredder, you said you played when you were little, you wanted to get back into it. Yeah, well, I figured that's what your whole your talk here was about. All right? So yeah, these are some of the quarterbacks that guys are using in the game of electric football. So it depends on what's comfortable. What do you feel comfortable with? You know, this game day quarterback, I like it because everything is in a straight line. The throwing arm, the head, and the forward arm, and the handling stick back here, right? You line everything up. You'll complete many of your passes using this game day quarterback. I happen to like it very much. Okay. Well, yes. Thank you, Miss Strutter. Your follow. Thank you. I appreciate your fanship, if you will. Okay, we'll move these quarterbacks over here. Put these guys back. So I have a shelf over here where I keep all of my my gear, my supplies, and figures and things. Okay. All right. So, yeah, I was working on this base. I'm determining also what position I want to use it at. You know, it's got good speed without putting any heat on it. It runs pretty good. You know, so I mean, I could use it at corner, possibly a safety, maybe running back. You know, not sure yet if I want to put it on the line yet because I haven't applied heat to the prongs yet, so I don't know how tough the bases are going to be in the trenches. So what I did was what I always do. This is my other ITZ base I use for testing. I'm going to match it up against my linebacker here. This base, by the way, is not on a team yet. It's one of the bases I use to test with. So I match up two figures like so. Let me zoom in a little bit. Drop them back. So far, just without using any heat, the base holds its ground. You know, in fact, it looks like it wants to win. So that's just one of the ways I test out my bases to see how well they hold up and to see if what positions they're good to play in. So moving around, let's race them a little bit, see what happens. Okay, a little bit quicker, but then again, the two figures are different poses and they weigh a little bit different, so that plays a part in the performance of the bass. Ms. Strutter, you said, I thank you. I have to go. Okay, I will keep in touch. Okay, I'll be looking forward to it. Cowboys Eagles rivalry book. All right. Let's see. Come out about the Cowboys. Let's see. What do you say? By the way, my first two books come out about the Cowboys, 2 or 4 by the end of the year. However, I am trying to work with a longtime Eagles writer to create. Well, good luck on your book, and maybe if I come across it, I'll purchase it. You know, because that I'm sure that will make a good read. 'Cause I've been an Eagle fan pretty much my whole life, and somehow the Cowboys became I won't say an enemy to the Eagles, but it's a bit of a strong word. I know you spell Cowboys with a capital C, and you spell Eagles with a lowercase e. I hope in your book you rectify that. You change that. You spell the Eagles with a capital E. But hey, it's your book. I'm just talking. All right. Yeah. So what we're gonna do, I'm gonna take you over to the Telestrator. I'm gonna show you a play. I'm gonna talk about a play that myself and another coach ran back in 2016. This was at in Richmond. I believe it was 2016, and I was playing with some Cardinals I was working on back then. Yeah, I was playing with some Cardinals that I was working on back then. And this is before I started sculpting figures, by the way. You know, as a matter of fact, before I go into this part of the video, I got some of these Cardinals. I still got these Cardinals, by the way. And I never put numbers on them. Never put numbers on them because I was working with them, putting bases on them, testing them out, and I would take them to a tournament, and I would scrimmage with these guys. I would just, talk to guys around the room and talk to them about, running some plays. And it was these Cardinals that I did it with. And I'm right now I'm taking them out of this box. I want to show them to you live right here, because I haven't refurbished them yet. So that's another thing I do with my figures too. If I don't want the uniforms anymore, I'll give them an easy off bath and take off all the paint. Let's switch back over to the game table real quick. Here we are. Let's move these 249s over. Yeah, these were some Cardinals I had. This 2023, I had these Cardinals back about like 7 years ago. And I never put numbers on them. These are all hand painted. This is one of my cornerbacks. Or safeties, I think it was. Yeah. So it was these guys right here that I'm about to show you in this play that I want to discuss. Switch over. All right. This was at in Richmond back in 2016, and the coach that I was running a scrimmage with is Dave Nichols, and he's playing with his Cincinnati Bengals, and he was telling me about this reverse play that he wanted to work on, and he was telling me how awesome the play was, you know. So I said, hey, well, let's get on the table and let's run it. And the reason why he couldn't use the play was because it was a rule in the during the tournament where he was where that this formation wasn't allowed. I forget the intricate details of why this formation wasn't allowed. But anyway, because it was a scrimmage between me and him, hey, I didn't see the problem with running the play. So if you look at my Cardinals, they are in a 4-3 cover 2. I got 4 down linemen right here. I got 3 linebackers up here. And really I got it's really a 4-3 cover 3 actually, if you really look at it. Because I dropped back my my corner. I dropped back my slot corner deep along with the safeties. Because at the time when I was building these Cardinals, I wanted to see how well they pursued. Okay. So before I give you this illustration, I want to show you this play in full speed first. All right. So I'm going to minimize this screen. I'm going to put this one down for a moment, and I'm going to show you this play straight up. Let's see where I put it at. Put it right here. So yeah, we're gonna watch it live.
When you open up, so he had to say,
I told him, I said, you know what, I'm not losing another game.
Then when you said he jumped on me and whooped me.
So if you be patient, Dave, he's describing what's going on with this play as we're running it. Okay?
who actually had the Heisman? I know they didn't wait. I know they didn't wait to Heisman.
Right. I got the Heisman trophy.
Heisman, H-I-S-E.
I couldn't believe that. I still got the Heisman too, so they can do it play. But when they finally got it, they was all upset. And then we got in the championship game. That joke started running. Boy,
He gonna call me. He gonna call me and get mad at me.
Okay, you saw right there, right? My Cardinals pursued from the backside. Then we're gonna go and we're gonna break the play down, and we're going to discuss in detail what went on here. As I said earlier, you see my Cardinals are in a 4-3-3-2, but it's actually a 4-3-3. All right. Dave Nichols wants to run the football by giving the ball to this guy first, stopping the board, and then handing the ball to this guy next. All right, so that's his reverse that he's trying to run. Okay, so now my formation normally I would have this linebacker and this linebacker all the way up here. on the line of scrimmage, and I would have them pursue early. But in this case, I wasn't sure where his running backs were going to end up at. So I dropped my linebackers deep. Now, in doing that, because by doing that, I forgot to adjust the base on my linebacker. So when you see this play move, my linebackers turned prematurely right here. And they pretty much took themselves out of the play because I forgot to adjust the base to make the player come down here, then turn. All right? Let's clear this out. But because my other players were well positioned, right? My Cardinals defense was still able to make a play on the ball. All right? So we're going to move this forward a little bit. So now you see there, Dave Nichols points. Let's bring it back a little bit. You see him point. He points to the first running back he wants to give the ball to. All right? So we run the board some more, and he points again. This time he points at the second running back who's going to take the pitch. All right? Now, remember how I was telling you about, move ahead a little bit, and we switched. He hands me the switch, and I'll pause it here. So now, this is where he's discussing with myself and some other guys around the table about this reverse play he wants to run. So while he's doing that, all right, you see my linebackers here and here, they turn prematurely, right? So, because really this guy should have been facing in this way. So he would have been able to make a play on the ball very quickly, all right? So this is where, as an electric football coach, you got to constantly be aware of your players and the situation they're in. All right, I forgot to turn the bases open. I forgot to open the base up some more so that it wouldn't turn so early. All right, so now you see this safety here and that safety there. They're in the place where they're supposed to be. They're not overcommitting to the play. All right, and they're not out of the play just yet. All right, they're still available within the play, okay? And my middle linebacker, actually, that was my slot. That was my slot corner that I dropped back into the middle of the field. He normally plays on this side of the field, so I set him in the middle, and knowing that he was going to run this way. All right. Excuse me. So what I was doing with these Cardinals, I had just put them together, and I wanted to see how well they executed on the board. All right. So now we're gonna run this play some more. Move it ahead a little bit more. So now Davis, he's giving his instructions, discussing his play and what he wants. So I'm moving forward a little bit more. In this particular play, there was a lot of talking. We were, discussing over the table what was going on. Excuse me. So I'm trying to move this play forward a little bit more. This my slow motion device doesn't have a fast forward button, so I have a jog wheel. All right. Move the play some more. And we should get some movement. Okay, he's ready to go to his third. He's ready to hand the ball to his second back. So he's still trying to discuss. Now he says he wants to give the ball to the next running back there, and I'll pause it there. Let's drop it back a little bit. Okay. So now Nichols intends for his running back here to go outside and turn the corner. That's what he wants. Okay? but he sees my safety and this slot corner right here, who I set back here in the middle of the field. He sees those two players, and he's now worried that his reverse is not going to really work the way he intended. I shouldn't laugh, but he'll see this video, and I guess we'll talk. I guess we'll talk between now and I guess we got the Capital City Clash coming up. I digress for a moment, so I guess I'll see him then, and we'll talk a little bit about this reverse. So let's move the play forward a little bit more. There it is, and we'll pause it there. Bring it back. Now, you notice the safety I told you about earlier, this guy right here, he missed. His base did not touch the ball carrier here. All right? And my middle linebacker, but my corner, he got caught in the scrum with his teammate right there. Okay? So the rule set is on running plays, the defense can't make pivots or shifts once the board starts running. Okay? So at this point, it appears that this entire side of the field is going to be open to his running back. All right? So let's run some more. You see the miss? Stop right there. Now, here's where speed kills. On this particular board, the bases on my Cardinals, they were very fluid. Right here is where my safety is. He's caught behind the defensive end and the offensive tackle. But because Dave Nichols, running back, is so slow getting out of the backfield, all right, my safety is able to close in and make a play on the ball. You see him coming? Look at that. Beautiful defensive effort. So here, Dave, he wants to explain what his running back was supposed to do, but his back did not do that. So in the hobby of electric football, or in real football, if your players don't implement the play that you intend, bad things can happen. So I believe this play started at the 50-yard line. So he lost about 15 yards on that. That's 5, 10, 15. Yeah, he lost 15 to 17 yards, depending on where you spot the ball at on the base. So I think it's the most forward edge of the base is where the ball is spotted at. You see, you said Juno 13-17. You asked, do you get to test fields beforehand with your team? Yeah. Are you talking about at a tournament? Or you? Well, at tournaments, yeah. When you come to a tournament, you can go around the room and set your players, test your players out on a particular board. Every board is different. Some boards are screen printed aluminum. Well, not aluminum, but sheet metal. You have some vinyl boards. All right. But this particular tournament in Richmond, all the boards were sheet metal. It was screen printed sheet metal. So there was a couple of boards that ran a bit tight. Some of the players they didn't glide across the board as you saw on this board here. I'll bring this play back a little bit. Now, my safety came from way back here. I digress for a moment. This is why base tweaking is important. You want your players to respond. The moment the board is turned on, you want your players to get after it. If your players are stuck, if they're slow to get moving, you know, your players won't play well. All right. So you want to make sure your bases are well tweaked. You before you get to the tournament, you want to make sure you have all of your bases tweaked and ready to go. And guys, also when they do get to the tournament and they test their figures out, they touch up their tweaks on their bases. All right. And you asked Juno 1317. You asked, do you prefer vinyl to screen printed? Honestly speaking, I like screen printed boards. I like screen printed. Because vinyl, although my Electric Coach Park board, my custom board is vinyl, and I love it very much. When you play on your sheet metal screen printed board, your bases are more true, if you will. The performance of your base is a lot faster, and you get more responsiveness out of your base. Why? Because sheet metal, it carries the vibration, the oscillations of the vibration travel a lot better across the board. Okay. Vinyl boards tend to have more drag. So you may have a very fast base. Okay. Now, this safety I'm talking about here, who made a huge play for me during the scrimmage, he's not explosive like that. But if he were on a vinyl board, he may be a little bit slower. So again, here's the play we're finishing, and here's the safety. You see how it closes in? I think the vibration on this board, the transformer could have been turned up a little bit more. And that's another thing with vinyl boards. You gotta turn the vibration up a little bit higher. Okay, but if I did another board, I would get screen printed sheet metal. The reason why I didn't screen print in sheet metal my custom board, Electric Coach Park, which is under my traditional Tudor 620 board. Let me zoom back real quick. Okay, I pulled out these cardinals here. Yeah, this board right here, as I said earlier in the video, this board is my traditional Tudor 620 board. Yeah, they were in this box. Yeah, this is where I do my tweaking at. Because as I said earlier, sheet metal gives you a better reading. Excuse me. It gives you a better reading of your base when you tweak. The vibration is it oscillates better across the board, in all areas of the board. Sheet metal carries that vibration a lot better than vinyl. So, because earlier before you came, Juno 1317, before you came to this channel here, I was tweaking on one of my newest ITZ bases. This base is the Hits Black HDB base, and they come 6 in a pack. So got 1 here and 5 left, and I got some more, brand new here. ITZ is always making different kinds of bases. So yeah, I was tweaking on this bass, and I was testing it out on one of my custom figures here, seeing how well it handles the weight distribution of this newly sculpted figure. Which, by the way, this figure is it used to be a Tudor Haiti Repro figure that I worked on and customized to look like this. All right. So this bass is it's got a little quick step to it. This first step is pretty quick, and it falls down. But still, I'm not done tweaking this bass yet. I haven't applied any heat to this bass. I didn't use my lighter, and I haven't done any trim work on the tips of the prongs yet, because once you do those things, you pretty much finalize the bass. So the only thing I've done to it was use my needle nose pliers, and my Zurin pliers to flatten and align the prongs. But nothing, no heat, nothing to make the bass permanent. So yeah, let's get back to the play here. So yeah, so Dave Nichols wanted to run that reverse, and although my Cardinals, they all didn't play well. They all didn't play their positions well, and it was mainly due to my bad play calling, if you will. As I said before, this guy's bass and that guy's bass was not set properly for the position that they were set in. Okay, but my safety here and that safety there, they were very good at about getting to the football, which I was proud of at that time. I use these Cardinals around the room at that tournament on Friday, because usually all of the tournaments start on Friday. Let me see. I have some other shots here where I use these Cardinals. Let me pull one of these videos up here. Was this one of them? I think it was. No. These were two other coaches. All right, that one was a quickie. Wow. Yeah, right here. I have me and some other coach. We were. Who we got? My Cardinals were. I matched up my Cardinals against some Raiders. I forget the coach I was scrimmaging against. This is the same tournament in Richmond, and this was a different board, by the way. This was a Patriots board, and you can see the artwork on the field. It looks like the field was really played on. That's one of the images that some of the artists in our community have. They can make a board that looks like a used field. All right, so I'm going to run this play here. Didn't exactly intend to talk about it, but since I have it here, I'll share it with you guys. And if you remember earlier in the previous video where I talked about my linebackers, here they are right here. Okay, let's see here. Can't get to my drawing board on this particular page here. Softly, let's play it. There we go. We don't want to expand it. This linebacker here and that linebacker there. When they're up on the line of scrimmage like this, they're going to come in like so. All right. So clear the ink. Let's go ahead and run this play and watch it.
We're going to run a pivot. No, we leave him alone. We run a motion.
Loading up.
15.
Okay.
Then a pivot.
All right. Pivot the quarterback outside.
Motion and a pivot.
All right.
Okay, set.
Who got it?
Quarterback option.
Quarterback. I'll pause it right there. Now, because my linebackers came in too soon, was walking back. So this particular play I don't have on my I didn't set it on my slow motion device here. I'm just taking this raw footage here. We're just playing, you're just going back in it. Now, my linebacker here and here, they all came in too early this time. And this quarterback just ran outside of that. All right. So as a electric football coach, you gotta position your players in the best possible position to make plays. All right. Let's run it again. So now the opponent quarterback is all the way outside. And all my Cardinals are over here. You see? And by the way, on this board, my Cardinals dragged a little bit. So, but it wouldn't have made a difference because all my players are not in their proper position. All right? Let's go ahead and finish this play out and see what the coach did. This particular coach, I hadn't seen him in a long time. I know he's from Oklahoma. I forgot his name. I hadn't seen him in a while. I think it's been about 5 years now I haven't seen him. All right? Let's go ahead and finish this play out.
He set the edge. I ain't got nobody over there. Everybody set. Everybody set.
I'm going to make them leave. No, let go. I'm trying to show out, man. Go ahead with that. The deep pattern.
Everybody
hit him
put
in the
over
house.
there. This guy and my safety was my defensive end. Everybody came around here. He beat the outside rush.
Okay.
This is what I was saying about
My hands
I'm getting beat on the outside.
wet. I should have already had this ball in his hands wet. So, here we go.
Okay, I think the next play up, we finished that out. The next play up. Besides, his back is in front of the camera anyway. How's it going, Kit? How's it going? Yeah, I saw the tournament up there in Delaware. That was good work. Good work. Let's see. Here's another shot.
Awesome. He hit the receiver right here.
Yeah,
That's a good throw, man. Go ahead.
here the pass was complete. He blocked the camera anyway, so we're gonna just go ahead and run it. Let's finish it.
Downfield.
Can he take it? Also, Brown tried to take him off the mark.
Touchdown.
Touchdown over the Raiders.
Okay. So let's go ahead and close this one out. We just go around. We're just gonna go around and look at some plays here. Let's look at this one. What's your name, Coach?
Billy C.
And you coming to us from France?
Yes, sir. Paris.
Paris, France. So are you familiar with the French guy?
Well, I know him from the forum, from the site, but I don't think he's been too active for a while. I've reached out to him a little bit, but I think he's been busy with work and whatnot. So.
Yeah. So this coach here, this William Campbell, Billy C. He's not exactly from France. He goes between France and Philadelphia. So we matched up here in the scrimmage, and we ran some plays. Let me see. I think there's a play in this particular clip here, cause this right here when I was talking to him, this was kind of like a short interview. This is my first time meeting him, and this board right here was a custom board. This is one of the boards that was at the tournament at that time. There was one guy who who built all the boards for that particular tournament, and his name also escapes me. But at any rate, this is one of them, and this is some of the players. He had a team of Philadelphia Eagles with Randall Cunningham that he was using. It was a classic team, by the way. Randall Cunningham was the quarterback. He had Wilbert Montgomery as his running back. Let's move up here.
Okay. Yeah,
Here's
go
one
ahead.
of our plays.
Who got it?
2 shifts.
Now, already, since we're here, we're gonna cover. I want to talk about something here. I got my Cardinals in a 4-3 cover 2, and if you notice this area right here on the field, let's shrink the screen real quick. This area here on the field and that area there on the field, I left it open. All right, because again, that entire tournament, all those scrimmages, I wanted to see how well my players will pursue from this formation. All right, let's run this play some more.
Yes, go ahead and make a shift. Do whatever you need to do. Okay.
Shift there.
All right. Got a shift there.
Two
All right.
shifts.
So let me see. I gotta respond to that shift. All right.
If you want to.
Set up right here. And I'm gonna get mine a little bit. That's it. Who got it?
Quarterback.
Quarterback. All right, go ahead. I got Mr. Play.
Now, you see right there, when I move my linebacker, this linebacker right here, I moved him up to the line of scrimmage, but he turned too early. Let me move it back a little bit here. Now, right there, I moved the linebacker up to the line of scrimmage. What I should have had done was, I should have moved him a little bit more outside to here. All right? But I was banking on that running back arriving right about there. Okay? Let's move it up a little bit here. Let's clear this ink. So his running back is now, well, his quarterback it is. He ran Randall Cunningham. He got outside my linebacker. And his receiver is open. So if he wants to, he can dump the football off. He can throw the football to that receiver there. And, of course, I would basically turn my corner and this safety to close in on the receiver. All right? Let's run it.
I got a tendency to get guys open, but then not being able to hit them.
You know, it takes work. It takes work. Practice.
Pass is complete.
Yeah, you got it. It's complete. It's complete. It's complete.
So now we're playing turn and burn
Yeah, go ahead.
this year.
Go ahead.
No, I'm gonna run.
Yeah.
If I don't, then you can.
Right.
That's how we
You
go.
ready to turn and burn? Go ahead. Do your thing. Do your thing.
No turn and burn. Here we go straight up. Ready?
You go ahead. Six. Touchdown.
Okay, that's it. That particular play at that particular tournament, as you heard him say, was turn and burn. So I couldn't turn my defenders to go after his corners, after his receiver. All right? So let's move around. Let's find something. Let's find another play in here. Well, you know what? Here's a custom board. It's a Cowboys board. There's another one of the boards that was around, that was in the room that day. So while it was quiet, nobody was there. I had the camera, and I was just going to different boards, and just getting shots. All right. I got. Let me see. We're gonna grab. Let me see this one. Here's a 49ers board. So yeah, we pretty much had all kind of boards in that room on that day. All right, stop there. Let me see. We got Oklahoma Sooners. Here's a different look.
Quarterback option is what I got.
Right.
That's what I want.
Ooh! I was looking for him to go outside. Ooh!
Let's pause right there. Did you see how the quarterback turned? Let's move back a little bit. All right. At the initial turn of the switch, quarterback is here. Quarterback is here. And quarterback runs and turns right into that gap. Right there. You see? So that's what Dave Nichols was trying to do with his reverse. So if your player doesn't turn the corner, then, you know, you're not going to execute well. Your player is going to just run out of bounds for you. All right? So let's clear that. Let's finish running this play.
That's what I want.
Ooh! I was looking for him to go outside. Ooh!
That's what I want.
Huge hole, touchdown.
That's what I want, right?
Beautiful, beautiful. Beautiful. Okay. While I'm here, I'm just going to go around and just grab and just take a look at things. Just share it with you guys. You know, whoever's here. Oh, here's one. Here is Hall of Fame ceremony. Yeah, this we do have a Hall of Fame. And I'm not in it yet. But that's okay.
Great speech, Charles. Definitely from the heart. We appreciate that. This next coach is a DC coach. He will never embarrass you in competition. He'll just beat you flat out. In addition, he's developed a few proteges to beat you as well. His sons, Robert and William. Big Keith has come to a lot of tournaments. He competes at the highest level. And to introduce this great Hall of Fame coach, Keith Chalmers, is another Hall of Famer, Vance Borman. Vance Borman. Vance Borman.
I did not know, honestly, what to say. I've known this coach for nearly 20 years. I first met him at an event. I think it was a Capital City Clash. It might have been the first one in '98. And I made the mistake of saying, call me anytime you want to come over and learn about the game. Boy, did I regret that. Actually, I didn't. He used to come over for hours. I mean, to the point where the lights got flicked off and on like at the club. You know how they flick off over to tell you to leave? So he would come over and we would just constantly play for hours. We would talk about life, talk about, you know, just everything in general. I watched his two sons that Ray mentioned. From the time they was barely able to see over the board to now they whooping all of y'all. They put me in retirement. So I just wanted to say that he is an outstanding coach, a better friend, and somebody that this group here is better for inducted in. I don't have the time to read all of this stuff. They only give you 3 minutes. I just don't. We all know that he won. He whooped y'all. Y'all done whooped him. We don't need to go through all of that. But I just want to say, Keith, I love you, brother. And I want to welcome in our newest member. Yes, it's an I-95er. And amongst the other leagues he plays in, NFL, BFL, this league, that league. I don't have time for all that. So anyway, Big Keith, come on in here. Big Keith Chalmers, senior, come on in here.
Hey, buddy. Where's Mario? His feels hurt.
Thank you all for coming out. That's all. Appreciate you guys coming out.
Oh, okay, yeah. Jerry McGee made those boards. Yeah, that was his name. I had to go back into my archives and get his name. I hadn't seen him in years, also. Oh yeah, and what's going on, Nuts? We got the Capital City Clash coming up in March 31st, through the 2nd, and Draco, if you want a custom board, hey, come to Facebook and come and talk to the guys on Facebook at the Miniature Football Coaches Association. The name in Facebook is called The Center. Yeah, if you search that name or search Miniature Football Coaches Association, you'll find the community, and you'll be able to meet the guys and you'll be able to talk to them about a custom board. This current video clip you guys are looking at, this is the Hall of Fame, and this current coach, well, not current coach, he's one of our late coaches now. That's Keith Chalmers from I-95. He passed a while ago. He's dearly missed by a lot of us. But yeah, he was one of the he was a legendary coach in this hobby. In fact, when I came back to the hobby, he was one of the first names I heard, and his nickname was Big Salty. All right. Yeah, he and I, had some conversations, and in fact, he introduced me to Game Day. I was trying to get Game Day figures, and I kept missing Antonio. So it was Keith that made it possible for me to purchase my first Game Day figures as I grew up in the hobby. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and finish this video, and after this one, I'm gonna close it out.
To all the Hall of Famers and new inductees, those that come, take all your pictures. You won't see me like this for a long time. Get it out the way. Take a picture. Get it out the way. Y'all know this ain't me. I'm scared to death. The board, that's a different story. Thank you guys for coming out for real. It's a big honor to go in the Hall of Fame in any day. Took all of y'all to get me here. Like the partner said, we beat most of y'all. We lost the very few. I want to give thanks to my partner, Banks. He got me started in this thing. He said, no. He brought this big monster board out. My eyes got as big as Coke poppers. I said, no, that can't be the same game we used to play. So, like I said, I stayed in this house for about 3-4 months. So they got me back into it to the point where they told me this time, but I had to learn my own style. That's where my thing, my boy Darrell showed me how to tweak something. Master Jim Davis showed me how to tweak. But you know, I don't talk much. That's doing my talking on the board. But I do have a couple of presentations I want to give out. Yeah, my time. Let me have Miss Nichols come up, please. We were talking about love, me and the boys. The husband don't mean the next one is, where's she at? Oh, Miss Davis. Come on up here. Come on up here. She's like my second mom to my boys. She counsels them. Sandra.
Love you, Keith.
David, come on up.
Yeah, the guy right here in the yellow shirt, that's Dave Nichols. He was the one that wanted to run that reverse play that I showed you earlier. He's from the deep south, Alabama. And the first lady that came up who was given roses who received roses from Keith, that was his wife. I believe her name is Deborah. Oh, I forget. But anyway, the first lady that came up, that's Dave Nichols' wife, the guy in the yellow shirt.
Oh, it's something he's been bugging me to make him for so long. I said, let me give it to him. He thinks he'll give me a lot. All right. No, I ain't crying no more. He wasn't crying.
Oh my goodness. The Bengals. Whoa. Whoa.
It's called a sideline magic.
Wow.
Sweet.
That is sweet. It's coming deep south. Look out. Wow, that is sweet. Wow. Wow. I get it. Wow.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
Okay, yeah, so that was the Hall of Fame back in 2016. So I want to thank all of you guys for coming, for listening to me talk. And this is the Electric Coaches channel. And I thank you for being here. And we'll be back with more. I'm Mo. Thanks for watching.